the Mattniverse. Today we're going to further explore HiveSwap Friendsim after digging in the desert with Fozzer to make coal pits, I guess for the fallen, who have been cold because there's no place for them to go. He did tell us that there was like a circus thing going on far off in the distance, so that's where we go for this one. So now we gotta go see Marvus. And something about some clown circus, I guess. You find yourself ambling down the road without any particular destination in mind. It seems you don't have to do much active searching to land yourself in varying combinations of adventure and or disaster. Where will the vicissitudes of fate next lead you? Who knows? You walk for a while like that, you've just about lost all hope of running into a wacky contrivance. Okay. When your palm host lights up with a delightful and or foreboding sound of friendship. Someone is calling you. You're less excited to see that the person who happens to be calling you is Zebruh. It's not that you dislike Zebruh precisely, it's just that you might struggle to rank him above literally any other troll you've met, including the yellow guy who loves genocide. But you're not one to leave a friend hanging. You dutifully answer the call. Ah, my good friend, you picked up. Awfully quickly, I might add. You just love friendship. You ask Zebruh why he's calling. Do I need a reason to call? Is the thrill of dialectual riposte not cause enough to make social contact with one of my dearest adversaries slash friend? Adversary slash friend? Why am I an adversary? What did I do? I don't know. Or maybe more depending on whatever you feel comfortable with and interested in at any given point in time. You have no idea how to even respond to that. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I stand to incur material gain from our association. I need you to stay right where you are. Well, what are you going to do? Hang up? You stand right where you are and stay on the line. You ask what Zebruh is up to, but he won't say. Tells you he needs to concentrate. Eventually, you notice a strange shape resolving in the distance and down the road, drawing nearer slowly but steadily. After a while I totally messed that up. After a while longer of waiting, the figure in the distance grows close enough for you to tell that it's Zebruh. Oh, that's you, you say. It looks like he's riding some kind of incredibly cursed hover Segway. Yeah, I'm coming, sweetie. Oh, don't call me that. Oh boy. You would not say it takes maybe 15 minutes or so for him to make it to the entire way over on his hover scoot. There you are. Impressed by my new ride? Oh yeah, you say? You're very impressed. I knew you would be. I brought it out because tonight is a very special night. Or it will be, if you'd be so kind as to make me the happiest troll on Alternia. Oh god. Is he like proposing to you? What? Never mind. You ask him what he's vague blogging about. What indeed? The real question of what are you doing this evening? Well, it's not like you ever had any plans to do anything besides stupidly bumble into one ludicrous boondoggle after another. Seems like whatever he's alluding to inviting you to probably fits the bill for being included in your long I don't know why I can't say that one. Itinerary. Yeah, itinerary. That sounds better. I don't know why I couldn't say that. I couldn't think of the word. I just never seen it spelled out, I suppose. In your long itinerary of unspecified dumbass bullshit you were bound to get embroiled in anyway. Fantastic! Well, it just so happens that I managed to get my hands on 2 tickets to Clownfest. XX we'll go with that. And I thought, who better to take along than my dearest alien associate of unspecified nature? You have no idea what Clownfest XX Rex is, but it's not off to a good start with the name. No. Did I skip something? I feel like I skipped something. I better check that. Just to be sure. You have no idea what kind of business I could start. Okay, let's make it sure. It went kind of fast. It's a little sophisticated for an off-world reprobate such as yourself. It's a music festival centered around purple blood performers. Now, normally I wouldn't trifle with high blood entertainment, disgustingly oppressive as it is. But when you think about it, aren't clowns the most disprivileged class of them all? You don't ask him to explain what he means by that, because everyone who would be really angry reading it. Would it? I mean, I'd like to know too. Whatever, I guess. Agree to toss your meaty moral body into a clown pit to get moshed to death or whatever. Find something else to do that sounds less fucking awful. That probably sounds like a good idea, but we'll go with the agree. I knew you'd be there for me. Alright, let's go. Zebruh invites you to hop onto the back of his scooter so you can head out to Clownfest. You say you're not sure this is the most effective avenue of locomotion. Zebruh tells you it's all about the rage, and not to be a little bitch about it. Oh, okay, sure. So, let me tell you a little about my plans for tonight. It feels like the scooter is going even slower than it was when you arrived, now that it's struggling under the weight of 2 people. You see, my favorite rhyme juggler on the planet is going to be there tonight. His name is Marvus Zolato, and there he is. You might have heard of him, he's pretty famous. You say you've never heard of him because you're an alien. Oh, right. Well, he's only the best in all Alternia. He came up a few sweeps back when he won first place on Slam or Get Cold. Oh, that sounds like an interesting name for a show. Oh, please tell me you at least know about Slam or Get Cold. You do not know about Slam or Get Cold. Well, it's a bi-sweeply reality program where aspiring slam poets compete to prove who has what it takes. It's really cutthroat stuff. I mean, I think there are at least 5 decapitations a season. The competition is about skill, no matter the blood color of who is competing. The troll who wins is the troll who has the nastiest flow and dopest bars. Everyone has an equal shot. I mean, sure, a Highblood has won every season to date, but it's basically biology that clowns are better at rhyming than anyone else. Even if Highbloods were Lowbloods, that would still be true. That's equality, is it? That doesn't sound like it. That's just, yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. You think this is more progressive stuff here? You think this was really progressive stuff he was saying? Where could he have possibly gotten so educated and smart? Oh, you flatter me. Anyway, as you know, I am deeply connected in the music industry. But because of oppressive hemospectrum systems, I'm afraid I'm only truly afforded downward mobility. The clown sphere is a really insular, yeah, oh, I got insular from, is a really insular and close-knit community. But with the right hustle, I'm going to break that glass ceiling. Marvus is the perfect troll to bring me into the fold. You say this guy sounds pretty brutal. Are you sure you want to actually meet this clown? What, Marvus? Ha! I mean, sure, he does what he needs to survive in a rigidly ossified power system that could never be truly dismantled by the actions of a single individual. But that doesn't mean that he supports it. Contrary to what you might think, Marvus is a spectacularly subversive figure in the industry. If you listen to his music, really listen, you'll hear some borderline revolutionary stuff. I think he'd tear it all down if he could. I might have mentioned it, but being a clown is kind of woke. What the heck does that mean? That's why I've always wanted to probe that think pan of his, really get to the bottom of his radical praxis, and help him spread his message of social reform to the masses. And you're going to help me do it. After 4 hours of scooting and one excruciatingly detailed unbroken account of the events of the past 3 seasons of Slam or Get Cold, you arrive at Clownfest Rex. That dude's juggling hot dogs. Okay. That's an interesting thing to do. Clownfest feels more like a circus than your idea of a music festival. In the distance is a wide open field dotted with disorganized masses of people, all gathered before a nightmarish stage you presume to be the site of the evening's main event. The entrance to the festival grounds opens up into something of a parking lot, filled with whimsical tents and people selling various snacks and refreshments. You see a clown juggling what looks at least like 7 hot dogs. That's what I said too. Absolutely ghoulish. You're glad Diamond isn't here to see this. Oh, yeah, he probably would have a fit about that, wouldn't he? Zebruh brings you up to the gates, flashing your tickets and getting you wristbands and admitted to the festival grounds. Seems like there's still some time before the performance is slated to start, and there are spectators already gathered in the field, but those of the privileged bloodcasts are lined up around the tents in the lot to buy food and merchandise. While you walk around the festival grounds, you ask Zebruh what exactly he has planned. What could you possibly do to get him good with the clowns? Zebruh takes it as an invitation to whisper conspiratedly into your ear. His breath is hot and heavy against your hearing canal. Okay. Here's the plan, my sweet little rust drop. We get in, wait for the show to start, and then when Marvus comes onto the stage, really gets into his act, you're going to jump the barricade and rush the stage. Or at least, you're going to try. Of course, I'm going to stop you. I'll tackle you before you make it to the stage, and I'll call you right in front of Marvus and everybody. Oh god. Yeah, I like that. Oh, calm down. I'm trying to tear down the stereotypes that lowbloods are all simple-minded dullards, and you aren't doing your people any favors by reinforcing the cause for prejudice. Obviously, I'm not going to really kill you. You'll simply pretend to play dead after I've heroically foiled your black designs on Marvus. My actions will firmly place me within Marvus's Ashen Quadrant, so he'll have no choice but to recognize me. And then the clowns will see what a hero I am, and praise me, and bring me backstage to reward me. It's really a flawless plan, my dear. If you do just what you're told, nothing will go wrong. Before you can offer any critique on his caper, the jovial clamor of chatting and revelry surrounding you is pierced by a rising chorus of blood-curdling shrieks. You whip around to ascertain the source of the dreadful sound, but it becomes quickly apparent that those were not screams of pain at all. You know what's up when Zebruh joins in with the ear-splitting squeals. That's him! Okay, there he is. It's the man of the hour himself. An expensively dressed juggalo is making his way through the crowd, flanked by a robust team of hulking indigo bloods. Every aspect of his telegraphs unimaginable celebrity. The purposefully disheveled yet fashionable fit of his clothes, the swagger of his step, the 10-man camera crew trailing behind him. He walks with a measured poise despite the chaos rising around him. Dozens and dozens of young trolls are flinging themselves at his entourage without any apparent concern for their safety. The bodyguards are roundhouse kicking the eager teens into the ground left and right, like a bloody blender of adolescent aliens. It's pure carnage. He really knows how to draw a crowd, doesn't he? Or sigh, whichever way you'd prefer to say that. A minute ago, it was tough to truly grasp the hype, but after seeing him in person, you don't know what it is. But this swaggy clown has an undeniable gravitas that commands the attention of everyone around him. It's impossible to look anywhere else. Even the Alternian moonlight seems to endeavor the glint off his golden attributes twice as bright. But he's gone just as quickly as he arrived, up to the festival stage to set up his act. He leaves a bloody void in his wake. Zebruh is bouncing on the balls of his feet, following the encounter. He clearly can't wait to get up into the pit, and to be honest, neither can you. What is it about a good clown that's so utterly irresistible? I don't know, you met two before, they didn't seem very discerning like this. Nothing like that happened, I guess. They weren't famous, so I guess you didn't care as much. They're just friends. Zebruh takes you up to the field spread out before the stage. There are thousands and thousands of trolls already standing around, ready for the show to start. From the looks of the crowds in the back breaking down their tents, there have been rustbloods camped out for days to secure their spots. But even those hard-won locations are much further to the back than when Zebruh is leading you. There aren't many high bloods here by comparison, so Zebruh is able to take you to walk right in, muscle past all the Ceruleans and grab a spot by the barricade, with about maybe 5 minutes to spare before the show starts. There are some roadies up on the stage now dashing around to finalize all the equipment arrangements. Oh, shoot. Did you remember to bring your concert diaper? Oh, excuse me? That's what I'm about to say. What? Zebruh turns to you with wide eyes. You're awfully close together now, boxed in by the swell of trolls pushing your bodies closer and closer to the stage. You know, your concert diaper. You don't actually know. You don't have a single clue about your concert diaper. You ask him if he's wearing his concert diaper. He pats the front of his pants, which you notice are looking a bit blumper than usual. Oh god, okay. Of course. You can't come to one of these things without your concert diaper. Things in the pit can get pretty intense, bro. And you can't leave to use the load capper after it starts. Man, you're really going to regret not bringing your concert diaper. So is everyone around us. Ugh. I like that face. That's a pretty funny face. I like it. Before you can even attempt to formulate a response to that crowd breaks into thunderous cheering. Your heart skips a beat as you look up, but of course, the clown who's clambering up to the center of stage isn't him. Marvus is clearly too hot to blow the first act. All the same, people are real fired up over this raggedy juggalo. He seems like a serviceable clown, you suppose. He's got enough gold change and a reasonably swaggy. He gets bumping, drops a few bars. It's fine, you guess, but he's not your clown. You know the moment you laid eyes on Marvus that he was the only clown your heart would ever be able to see again. This is acting really weird. I don't know what's going on with me. Something's really off. Zebruh leans into your ear and has to yell to be heard over the sounds of the music and the crowd. That's what he says, right in my ear. I've never much liked raps to Slammy's work, to be honest. Sure, the beats are produced well, but he has very insipid sense of lyricism. Trizza's indefinable military, indefatigable military might. What? Okay. We get it. You want to harpoon the Harris. Who doesn't, honestly? We don't need to hear about it all day. A solid 15 minutes of mildly provocative slams later, and old Slamsy is slinking off backstage. As soon as he's gone, a new jester takes the fore. If you wanted to get into music, it proves difficult. Every new act they bring onto the stage is immediately followed by a hollering earful of Zebrah's scathing critiques. You wonder why he's so fixated on getting in good with this gaggle of urban farcers if he thinks he's so little of their technical and artistic merits to begin with. As you stand lean sweatily against the barricade, you're starting to wonder if it's all worth it. Could the sight of a single rapping man really outweigh all the physical and psychic agony of waiting and standing and stewing in the heat of the pit? Will you have to just endure nearly 3,000 words of hanging out with Zebruh for something that will ultimately let you down? Just as the penultimate clown trundles off the set, the taste of the air changes. The lights on the stage go dark, and booming sound system goes quiet, and a tremulous hush falls over the crowd. You feel your heart stop in that silence. You know down to your bones that this is the moment you've been waiting for. From Sea Dweller to Rustblood, nobody moves. The sound of his light footsteps against the darkened stage could only be audible to someone as close as you. The anticipation swallows you whole. When the floodlights snap back on and illuminate his astounding figure center stage, you feel it. Though yet of modest stature, the lanky juggalo has the presence of a man 1,000,000 feet taller. He radiates a power the likes of which you've never felt before. You feel him inside of you intimately, religiously, indelibly. That just sounds weird. Yes, this is it. This is your clown. Then he opens his mouth to utter what feels like the most important words you've ever heard in your life. Hey, that's it. All hell breaks loose. Everyone is screaming around you. You grip tight to the barricade as you stare up at him, glowing, messianic, I guess. arms outstretched to drink in the zealous fervor of the crowd, all incited by a single, incredible powerful word. Hey! God, you've never forget it. What up, guys? LOL. You guys ready to cook? You can't help it. You start screaming. You're so fucking ready. That's not how you spell ready, but okay. LOL, these buddies be baking beans. Shiz. Any of y'all forget your concert diapers because it's rank out there. You feel racked by shame. Well, he didn't tell you anything about a diaper. How could you forget your concert diaper? You'll never be so foolish again. But it's aight. I'ma freshen things up here. Oh, you hear me? Zebruh takes hold of your hand and squeezes it tight. You appreciate the gesture. God, he's so fucking beautiful. You understand. You feel deeply, utterly devastated to how far out of your grasp he is. Why would a man like that ever look at you? There's no way someone so tremendous, so magnificent, so extravagant would waste his time offering his friendship to someone as insignificant as you. But as desolating as that feeling may be, you aren't ready to put him out of your life just yet. Maybe there are other ways you can be close to him. Listen to his music. Follow him wherever he goes. You sound like a stalker. Dedicate your life to him. Yeah, kinda. You want to know everything about him that you can. Maybe in the way that you can honor him. Befriend him in your own heart, if not his. Is a love one-sided any less beautiful? When the music at last starts to blast through the speakers, you ascend. The pain in your legs and your back disappears. You feel nothing but streaming euphoria. You thank the forces of serendipity for guiding you to a glorious epiphany of this beatific singularity. Let's see. The show's not nothing to scoff at either. You, a highly discerning individual, known to frequently make posts online regarding the quality of rap and whether or not those who purport okay, to possess such ability do in fact have the requisite bars, are fully blown away by the act. It's some really good stuff. He's just really going in hard and hot with those raps. Not that intensity is the sole barometric of the quality of hip-hop. The fire that Marvus is dropping is a broad contemporary performance that would equally satisfy any aficionado of any relevant subgenre. Not a single thing about him is even slightly racist. Okay, Zebruh, you're a little close, man. You're really starting to get into the zone when Zebruh starts to scream in your ear again. You were already going deaf from the concert as it was. I think it's about time to get this show on the road, don't you? Go along with Zebruh's cowardly and nefarious plan to scam your beloved clown? No fucking way. Yeah, sure, we'll go with it, why not? I'm here to have fun, we can do it. Enraptured you may be with Marvus's magnificence, a promise is a promise, and you can't let Zebruh down. Here we go. You wait for the right moment and start to vault over the barricade as quickly as you can manage. You clear the barricade and drop down to the gutter between the stage and the crowd. You're not sure where to go from here. You glance back towards Zebruh for guidance. And the crowd has noticed what you're doing. Alright. The onlookers are swarming with rage at your insolent... Oh. Zebruh makes his move. He starts to follow you over the barricade, but things don't go as planned. Oh god. What is with that face? Instead of heroically stopping you from making it to Marvus, Zebruh is put upon from all sides by grasping claws. They don't recognize what Zebruh is trying to do. Oh no. They think he's just another co-conspirator trying to join you in your attempt at Marvus's life. Oh god. You watch in stunned horror as the two trolls closest to Zebruh take hold of each of his arms, dig in their claws, and rip them right off. Oh god. This has went horribly wrong. And they don't stop there. You barely have time to process what's happening until another pair of trolls descend, helping to tear ruthlessly into Zebruh's body. His screams don't even register over the booming of the sound system. Fountains of indigo blood spray hot into the humid air. The barricade and the ground all around you are drenched in your friend's gore. You're frozen where you stand, in that arid gutter between heaven and hell. This isn't how it was supposed to go, is it? You feel the inevitable press of entropy closing in. The trolls in the audience see you, and they've already had a taste of blood. Oh god. Your legs are as stiff as rods as the carnage-caked trolls who make short work of your friend begin to vault over the barricade themselves. It seems pointless to run. You're stricken by the consuming sense of deja vu. You've made a mistake, and the universe is going to clean up your mess. Oh god. The trolls drop into the gutter with you in advance. You close your eyes and accept your fate. And then you feel yourself being retched up onto the stage. Oh hey. Yo, what's up? You can't believe your eyes. Marvus, in all of his majesty, has hoisted you up to the safety of the grand stage. He's beaming at you with the most beautiful smile you've ever seen in your whole life. This development has certainly given the bloodthirsty crowd pause. Marvus turns to them as an unerring grin and shakes his head. Y'all out there trying to kill my buddy? Sometimes I swear my fans are bigger clowns than I am. LOL. His adoring legion seems to find that very funny. You're starting to realize you really shouldn't have brought your concert diaper after all. Oops. Now it seems like there's been a big misunderstanding. This just be This just be one of my backup dances. Oh god. Hey, hit it, cuz show him what you got. Oh god. He's helping you? You can't say you understand, but you're not sure about, but you're not about to look at a sexy, gorgeous gift clown in the mouth. If Marvus wants you to dance for your life, you'll dance. You start going to town, flossing, shooting, whatever it is the kids are doing these days. A really contemporary breakdown. The crowd goes wild. Oh boy, he doesn't look too happy about it though. Things are really starting to look for you until a deafening crack sounds through the air and the stage equipment starts to collapse. It all happens quickly. The bolts of all the stage scaffolding burst onto their settings. The lights catch fire and one of the massive 100-foot screens behind the stage comes loose of its moorings. You've been easily pancaked by the huge screen, if not for Marvus expertly clown-stepping you and himself out of the way. Half the crowd isn't so lucky. The big screen shatters when it hits the stage, raining a 100-foot area of trolls with vicious glass. Shiz. Right when things were just getting started. But the sound equipment was all obliterated by the sudden collapse. Nobody can hear him but you. For a moment, your hero looks lost. Man, we better bounce, cuz. Okay. Hello. Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna leave the stage, leave all that to whoever else. Marvus grabs you by your sweaty hand and runs. He takes you to safety into the performer's green room, which seems to be intact after the collapsing of the stage, though the power's out. The room is filled with the clowns who performed earlier. They all looked very confused and harrowed. Sheet. Why a sheet? Okay. Things gonna be a madhouse out there for a while, so better to just lay low for a little bit, I bet. We get out of here though right now and we gonna get mobbed. Usually everybody be dead. Okay. The end of my concerts. I wouldn't make it out of there without having to pale with thousands of teens otherwise. You're a little rattled to say the least. Marvus takes a good look at you. Okay, fixed man. I can kind of get what he's going with, but why is it FXX? Okay. You shiz yourself? Did I? Oh god. You start to cry. You didn't bring her concert diaper. Oh man, it's alright. Don't cry. Look, you're hardly the first buddy to ever shiz themselves at one of my concerts. Oh god. I'm used to the smell. Oh god. To be honest, it's comforting. You sniffle and say, really? You wouldn't want to bring even the slightest inconvenience to his wonderful life. Yeah, I'll let it cook. Okay. Bring it in, Broheem. You bring it in. The two of you share a nice, melodious cug. Cug. I don't know why I said whatever. It's hard for you to understand what's going on. Why did Marvus save you anyway? I saw you was hanging out with that blue bro who's also trying to get his snuff shut up on me with oh god, I hate this. I can't speak. I'm trying. This isn't working for me. Let's try this again. I saw you was hanging out with that blue bro who was also trying to get his snuff shoot up me and Jug's shizhole. Yeah, we'll go with that. And then you trying to make a real run for me. Gotta say that's brave. Gotta say a buddy where that got all that bulge rods to try and pull a stunt like that. Respect. Oh well, it wasn't really much of a stunt. You were just going along with your friend's ludicrous plan to try to scam him into a friendship under false pretenses. But it was a really bad plan, and your friend was killed on the spot immediately. And now you're pretty sure you're cosmically fated to die due to making a non-canonical decision. I would think so. I mean, I don't think Zebruh's supposed to die either. What you mean non-canon? All of this be non-canon, fam. What can it even mean to be non-canonical within the context of an inherently extra-canonical framework? Ski brap. Okay, you're not sure, but you definitely have the sense that some of the decisions within the simulation carry greater values of truth and relevance than others, and that the linear progression of events is rigorously enforced by an obligate narrative flow that privileges these actions which most smoothly facilitate the designs of the story's architect. Sure, you can hear the noise that way, but I say that the architect of your own fate. I like that. I mean, yeah, you kind of are. Inspiring a Surama as Marvus may be spitting, his wise pontifications are interrupted when a clown in the back of the green room knocks over the water cooler. Oh god. This gets the other clown who was talking to him really pissed, and they start duking it out. It starts a chain reaction that pulls all the other Highbloods into a whirling blade picture of clown carnage. Man, what the freak is going on? It's like you said, you've made a mistake, and the essence of the timeline won't rest until it'll put things right. You can feel that it's happened before, and it'll happen again. Well, I'm getting the f*** out of here. Come on, troll Nostradamus, let's skeet scoot. What? Okay. Even as the inescapability of your demise consumes you, you can't bring yourself to deny him. You follow him out of the green room, fleeing before the clown fight can pull you in and grind you to bits. Out here, you're the one who has to help Marvus. In the open air, it's an unending procession of teens' QuickTime events. Some of them are carrying buckets. You just need to keep punching them out until you finally make it to this rich guy clown limo. Oh. Apparently somehow I'm good at punching now, I guess. Alright. The driver's nowhere to be seen, so Marvus gets behind the wheel and you hightail it out of there. You stick your head out the window and look back. There's a nasty storm brewing in the distance. I know somewhere we'll be safe. You make sure to secure your seatbelt. Probably a good idea. After dodging at least 3 fallen trees, a wayward deer lucis, and a lightning strike that blasts the hood of the vehicle right off, Marvus brings you to a clown church. Oh no, not again. You can't say this place was high on your list of venues. You wanted to visit again. But this thing has a fucking budget. I guess it does, doesn't it? Whatever bullshit's power that's coming after you will have no reach here. This be hollow ground, biznatch. The heck? Marvus leaves the limo on the lawn of the church and you both hurry out. Just in time, because it explodes not 2 seconds after you're out of the door. My god. But instinct, Marvus shields you from the fury blast with his body. Oh no, Marvus! No, your beautiful soul! You're destroyed by guilt. How could someone so tremendous bring themselves to such harm for someone so meaningless as you? You drag Marvus's burned, scorched body into Clown Church, and you collapse as soon as you're past the threshold. You start weeping. Shiz, fam. I ain't dead just cause a little toasty. You ain't gotta cry about it, god damn. Oh, okay. Yeah, trolls are tough, so I guess that makes sense. You help him up and bolt the door behind you. He was right. You do feel safe here. Nothing is collapsing. Nobody is being stricken with a hysterical urge to start a fight, and there's not even a single fire happening anywhere. The mirthful messiahs be protecting us, buddy. Stay frosty, aight? Yeah, probably. Well, that's probably a good idea. You help Marvus over to sit down in one of the pews. You settle up in next to him and gaze up at the imposing architecture. It's not all so bad. There's a beauty here. A beauty in being a clown, too. You're starting to see. Maybe you're even starting to believe? You turn to look at Marvus, and his face is ashen and slick with sweat. Think that dip in the grill I had hurt a bit more than I thought. Your heart drops in your chest. You ask if he's going to be alright. As long as we stay in here, we aight. But can you really stay inside Clown Church forever? You know down to your bones that even if you do, it doesn't matter. It's something about the air. You can't really describe it. Everything just starts to press down, down, down. Like you and everything around you is sinking implacably into the earth. But the ground is coming up to meet you too. You start to perspire. The pressure leaves you weak. You slump against Marvus's shoulder. You feel so insubstantial, like the entire concept of your existence is struggling to erase itself. You know this isn't something you can fight. What are you gonna give up like that for? You don't know what else you can do. This isn't how things were supposed to go. This isn't how things can be. You can't exist like this. That depends on what it means to exist, fam. Depending on how you look at every branch in the timeline, be fundamental to the metatextual structure of the existence itself. Even an instant that falls outside the strict confines of chronological continuity contributes to a meta-consciousness that be built by, and could even be said to be, at its most existential level defined primarily by the extrasexual exchange of interpretation by those who deserves it. Interpretation. Close enough. I was close. Each path a translucent fragment via mirroring or distorting or magnifying certain aspects of the ultimate reality folds itself invisibly into the fabric of that reality. It's self-immeasurable and intangible, but the space it once occupied indelible. Almost an undeniable there. The observation of irreality can still inform how reality is to be interpreted, even if that irreality doesn't satisfy even a cursory standard of legitimacy. And the act of conveying continuity can in itself provide definition to that very intriguing it defiles. Even if what's going down here can't be said to be true, that doesn't mean we are meaningless. Turn up. Huh? You don't know all about that, but you tell Marvus you're glad he's here with you. Marvus smiles and puts his arm around your shoulders. In spite of it all, he makes you feel real. You stare into the effervescence panes of clown glass as they shift and, oh god, what's going on? And scintillate in your vision. I don't know about that one. Things are coming apart at the seams. Subatomic concepts scream from the insides of your ears, and the infinity of pure dimension blossoms between the tenuous threads holding the existence of your being together. The terminality of paradox space reaches into you and from the inside out takes hold of your reality and its inescapable grasp. Oh god, am I just like disappearing? That's terrible. Continuity inverts and cascades into a cataclysmic fractal. What happens will happen, and what can't must not. And no measure of hubris from man or god or clown can stymie the cosmic imposition of truth. You close your eyes for just a moment, but when you open them again, there's nothing to see at all. Time paradox. Wow, yep. Interesting. That's one way to go out. I didn't expect that. But that is true. Zebruh can't die, so I guess that makes sense of what happened. It's all terrible still. I mean, at least we got his attention, but it was definitely in a way I wasn't expecting. So let's find something to do, and then we'll see what the other one is. Well, you can't say that the invitation isn't tempting. Going to a writhing gathering of violent gestures certainly sounds like a recipe for a stimulating time, but what if you didn't throw yourself blindly into obvious peril for once in your incredibly painful life? Pass. Oh? Zebruh sighs heavily. He looks completely destroyed. Despite yourself, you feel a pang of guilt in your chest. I see. I guess that's fine. I'll just have to find someone else to facilitate my brush with greatness. What is that supposed to mean? You don't bother to ask. When you don't give up into his obvious guilting either, Zebruh seems to accept his fate. Whatever. I can't believe I came all this way here on my hover scoot just to be callously rejected like this. But I guess I'll see you around, hotcakes. Can you stop calling me stuff like that? I'm not into you like that. Zebruh powers back up his little scooter, gearing up to go. But when he tries to lean back so the machine will start heaving in reverse, something is wrong. The scooter just won't move, no matter how many times he slaps at the control panel on the handlebars. You ask him if it's broken. What? No, it can't be. It's brand new, and it was just working a minute ago. Maybe I'm in the wrong mode. Zebruh hammers the buttons on the control panel for a bit with no luck. Damn, maybe it is the motors. So Zebruh tries leaning forward to check it out. That's not the problem at all. In fact, as soon as he pushes his weight against the control stick, the scooter surges forward. Oh god. It collides with your frail human body, knocking you to the ground. And there's too much momentum in the motion for Zebruh to stop there. The jets underneath the scooter rake over your pummeled body, incinerating you and killing you instantly. Oh. Okay, well, I guess I died. I was not expecting that to be my way to go. Wow, okay. Well, one more, and that should be the friendship calling, hopefully. I wouldn't think that it would go any other way, so let's try it. Alright. Are you kidding, you say? There's no way you're going to vault over the barricade and try to make an attempt at Marvus' life, fake or not. For one thing, that plan is fucking stupid, and you'd immediately die. Second of all, Marvus is a beautiful artist with the soul of a true poet, and you're not going to help anyone attempt to exploit his celebrity for selfish purposes. You conclusively inform Zebruh that he'll have to find someone else to help him hoodwink sweet Marvus. What's that? I can't hear you over all the incredibly vicious and beautiful rapping. You tell Zebruh that you're not going to do it. You just want to listen to the rest of the concert and enjoy yourself. Zebruh seems horribly taken aback. Yep. What? But I thought we were friends. I guess Friends. I don't know how you would say that. I mean, they're all spaced like they should be said like that. You reassure Zebruh that you are friends, but affirming a friendship doesn't necessarily require one to embark upon a ludicrous suicide pact in order to socially hornswoggle a rhythmically gifted Mary Andrew? Okay. You're hardly Thelma and Louise. Get real. Where did he go? You tell Zebruh he needs to find someone else to help him cozy up to the clown's inner circle. Zebruh harumphs, offended, and decides to go. He starts to push away through the crowd down the length of the barricade. And with that, you're free to turn your gaze back to his mirthful eminence and embrace the new piece you have found in his artwork. But Marvus only keeps distributing dope and the crowd only gets rowdier. Before you know it, you find yourself being wretched into the writhing mass, jostled about and subsumed by the transcendent power of the music. Your pitiful little body becomes nothing but a note in his wicked symphony, a raindrop washed away in the rapids. Some time ago you might have accepted your fate here and allowed yourself to be trampled by the mob, but you have something to live for now. Even as you feel yourself beginning to physically break, those sick beats tether you spiritually to the mortal world. His ruthless bars cut through the heat and the sweat and the heavy stench of piss and meat. Okay, drawing you like a sailor to the siren's song. Not even death would wrench you free of his grasp. In spite of the odds, you manage to muscle your way back up to the fore. You exit the mosh pit a shattered mess, bruised, battered, and broken, hanging on only by the most tenuous of threads. As you look around, you get a glimpse of your fate. You're surrounded by all sides by trolls who have collapsed and been trampled to death. Oh. Faces frozen in rictus of ecstasy. Okay. Given how lightheaded you feel, you aren't long for this world either, but you can carry on a bit further. For him. Wow, he's really something else, that Marvus, you think, as your wasted body slumps against the barricade. It's all you could do to lift your weak head and stare up at him, drinking up his boundless audiovisual wonder as your vision starts to blur and your consciousness begins to fade. Dots. You jerk back to your senses when you feel something splashing over your face. Oh, that's not a good picture to see. Come on, really? You cast around wildly for the source of the water. To your disbelief, you see that it was Marvus. He's standing at the edge of the stage, gyrating his hips to the choreograph as he looks down at you in concern. It's like staring into the groin of an angel. Oh god. He waits for you to break in his verse to cover his mic into your mouth. Yo buddy, you aight? You can't believe how gracious he is, to see a humble fan such as yourself in pain, and stop to make sure you're okay. Is this real, or have you passed on to heaven after all? Your gaze tracks up to his well-proportioned crotch. Thank you. To his generous view offered by the plunking neckline of his sweatshirt. I don't know why I said sweat. It's not even in there. His shirt. Whatever. You're alright now. You've never been more right in your life. Marvus jumps off the stage into that impassable purgatory that separates it from the pit, the gods from the mortals, and makes his way over to you. He stretches out his hands. Hey, babe. Want to dance? Oh? That was more like a smiley face. Why was the big nose there? Your broken bones are no obstacle. Instinct propels you over the barricade and into his arms. He catches you like you've both been waiting your entire lives for this moment. You've never felt more warm or safe. He scoops you up with his incredible strength and carries you back onto the stage. Excuse me. Swallowed some spit there. Marvus is talking into his mic again, and so his words reverberate through the entire field. Look what we got here. Seems like this fucking low blood cut to the front of the line, my friends. LOL. The remainder of the crowd that's still conscious boos viciously. What? What's happening? Yeah, oh, you're clearly bleeding red from being stomped on the face several times in the mosh pit, and in the murky lights of the stage, it looks awfully burgundy. Someone's been naughty. Oh god. Yes, you've been so naughty. You say it into the mic. Why? Oh, no remorse. For the shame. The crowd jeers. Well, we clearly got a criminal on our damn hands. What do you think I should do with him? Any opinions? The response is disjointed by still functionally anonymous. Amidst the clamor, one words keep ringing out clearly. Kill, 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 kill. Wow, y'all want me to kill him? Shit, that's brutal. Well, I ain't one to let my fans let down my fans, you hear me? Justice be fucking down my merry men. What better way to cap off a wicked night than a little gutter blood shower, LOL. Well, you're hardly qualified to question Marvus's judgment. If what he wants is to publicly execute you in front of the crowd of his adoring fans, you guess that's how it has to be. Where did he go? You surrender completely as Marvus directs the stagehands to help him erect some sort of makeshift crucifix. You don't struggle as he carries you over and ties you up, suspended above the crowd. All the spotlights shine on you, burning hot. The audience's rapturous screams deafen you. But all you can see is Marvus, approaching you ringed in otherworldly light, his back to the crowd, so you are the only one who can see his face like this, intense, focused, merciless. A gaze meant only for you. You've never felt more special. He steps up before you, face to face. You stare into his eyes, enthralled. Such clear eyes, so potent and beautiful. Your only regret is that you can't gaze into them for longer. Oh, of course, why not? The cane had a sword in it. Of course it did. Jeez. Marvus takes hold of his cane and in a fluid motion draws out his rapier-shaped hidden blade. The metal glints 1,000 colors in the light of the stage. almost as awesome as he is. You hope he strikes true. Yours will be a magnificent death. But then, he winks. A fleeting moment of understanding passes between you. Could it be that Marvus is the friend you've been searching for after all? Oh, is it a fool's flint of fancy to dream so? He draws in close, rearing up as if to strike, and he raises his blade. His jacket lifts up too, exposing his vulnerable clown pit. If you leaned in just now, maybe, just maybe, you could take a whiff, respect yourself. Okay, I'm gonna respect myself. Let's see what happens with that. Marvus brings down the blade. It sinks deep into the wood beside your neck. This was no accident. A gesture so powerful surely would not miss. He's sparing your life. You're so humbled that your bladder evacuates on the spot. Oh god. Your urine is as hot on your legs as Marvus's gaze is on your face. You really wish that you thought to bring your concert diaper. Marvus gives you a look and then glances pointedly to his cane sword. You take the hint and make an exaggerated reaction like you've just been stabbed for real. You grab at your neck, sputtering, flailing. The high bloods right at the front can tell you haven't really been stabbed, and they're a little disappointed, but it's not as clear to the trolls further back. Somewhere around the mass of teal bloods, the illusion really hits some. They start going fucking bonkers back there. The apeshit wave travels back to the burgundies and then ricochets back home to the high bloods. You crack one eye open as you play dead. This time, it's nothing like the controlled moshing during the performance. This is a pure anarchy. A whirlwind of death and brutality. Trolls are at each other's throats, literally, ripping each other apart with fang and claw. All the blood spraying into the air makes the humidity really skyrocket. At some point when the racket becomes less than melodic, the clowns all come out for a final encore to drown out all the sounds of the screaming. They start wrapping up a real storm. After about 45 seconds, a full 2/3 of the crowd are completely dead on the ground. The performance finally ends once after every single troll in the crowd has collapsed, either from death or exhaustion. Only once the audience has worn itself out do the clowns call it quits. They all start filing backstage, but for Marvus, who stops to take you down from the cross. Your beloved clown cradles you in his arms like the Pieta. Okay. Gently petting your blood spattered face. You hanging in front there, fam? You tell him yes while continuing to play dead. You don't want to fool his ruse. Okay, gravy. He picks you back up and carries you off the stage. The clowns have a little green room set up in the backstage venue where they're all mixing and relaxing after the show. Nobody seems concerned to see Marvus carrying in a 90% dead human, or particularly rattled about after witnessing thousands of trolls savagely cannibalizing each other either. Hey, you want a shandy? A what? A sando. You're sorry. Grub bread. Why didn't you just say that? I don't know what the heck a sando is. You say, yeah, sure, you're pretty hungry. Marvus drops you off a couch and you lounge indulgently as you wait for him to walk to the catering table and pick you something up. He's back quickly. Think you can move your arms? Or nothing, buddy? You say not really. You're pretty sure all of your bones are basically obliterated. Oh, jeez, that's a rough story, man, because that's my fault, lol. Okay, say, ah. You don't even question it. You obey him unthinkably. Ah. You nearly choke when he kneels down beside you and starts pressing broken bits of pieces of grub sandwich past your trembling lips. Tears well up at the corners of your eyes. How could somebody like you be so lucky? To touch and be held by the closest thing on this mortal plane to be a god. You're sure there are thousands, millions of trolls out there that would die to get to experience anything like this. It's humbling. What did you do to deserve this? You're so weak from the concert that even moving your jaw is hard. And your star-stricken sobbing doesn't help either. Whenever a sloppy bit of grub paste filling dribbles down your chin, Marvus is right there to catch it and shove it back into your eager maw. He makes unyielding eye contact with you as he allows you to suck the maggoty meal from his finger. Okay. You telling me he's beautiful? Okay. A lot of people say that. I don't know about all that. I'm just a humble rhyme juggler with a lot of cash money and 10 guys filming what I'm doing right now. When you're finished eating your sandwich, Marvus kindly wipes all the mess off your face. He's so gracious. You can't believe it. You're so glad that camera crew is here to capture all of this, and you could watch it and relive the experience of receiving his kindness again later. You guess you need an answer to the question, why did Marvus decide to save you? Marvus takes a moment to think in it. Well, I guess I saw the guy you was with, and I was like, shit, what a sorry motherfucker. You know that buddy be bad news, fam, lol. What, Zebruh? No way. Zebruh's your friend. All of your friends are cool. Then cuz that's raw. You okay? You sick? You real friends with that ding dong? You know he blacklisted all the f***ing way out in Clown Town. What? Really? Why? He's just a social climber, man. That big blue buddy be mo fucking parasite. Okay. And he's blacklisted? By all clowns? He doesn't seem to know that. Well, we ain't about to be going and telling him chatty, cuz. Gonna go and write a wicked nasty review about my business. So why we be all for ourselves? Us clowns real close knit, you know? Take care of each other and all that other shits. You feel me? You know, if you think about it, clowns really are the most disprivileged socioeconomic class. You have thought about that, and it makes more and more sense recently. You'd love to engage in the nuanced discourse with him about clown privilege, or the lack thereof. Yeah, cuz. Though we normally occupy a position of structural power, and the indestructible hierarchy of the Hamel spectrum, we be subjugated into dampening our powers like no other. Because the agents of the Empress and her abysmal hierarchy know that the unimpeded strength of me and my sick nasty buddies wild easily unsettle sea dwellers as dominant caste. Dominant, not dominant. I don't know what am I saying. And in purple blood be objectively superior to violet in every metric of strength, power, and influence despite chromatically preceding them. And the only reason we don't rise up and rip the fins off their slimy little faces is an eternities of religious persecution and culturally immutable precedent. What does that say about the validity of the rest of the system? You consider your mind thoroughly blown. Wow, this guy is incredibly woke. What is up with that word? And not the least bit racist at all. You're really inspired by how good he is as both an artist and a man. Damn straight. Maybe all this spectrum needs is a little chaos to shake things up. Really makes a fucking thing think, you hear me? God, you do hear him. It makes so much sense. He makes so much sense. You make so much sense. Together. Oh god. Marcus smiles as you hold his hands. Why? When did I start doing that? You don't want to let go. You're afraid you'll never see him again if you do. You're not sure you can live like that. Maybe you can't be always by his side, but maybe sometimes. Occasionally? All you want is to make a friend. Of fucking course I'll be your buddy. Here, why don't you add me on Chitter? And next time I got the show, maybe I'll hook you up with some wicked tickets. What? VI fucking PB. Oh, that makes more sense. Rust Empress is repressed. Make sure make sure to check out my link in my bio for merch if you're interested. The promise fills you with so much hope and light and joy. You can't believe it. You did it. You made the greatest, most ultimate friend of them all. Your shining light. Your reason for being. Marvus, the truest buddy you've ever made. True buds. What does that say about all your other friends, though? I mean, that's kind of rude to them, but I guess. He knows a lot about the structure of the hierarchy and everything. He has a lot to say about it. And apparently about the whole cosmicness of what happened with the time paradox, too. All very weird. Anyways, I want to see about this whole, What happens if I say the other thing? Let me go no fucking way. And then we go here. And what happens if I take a whiff? You can't help yourself. You lean right into the clown's swampy armpit and breathe in deep. The scent is like nothing you've ever smelled before. It's like the thick flavor of ambrosia glazed over an ogre's musk. Wet teriyaki socks. What? Sprinkled with a seasoning of pure passion. Powerful, indomitable, and beyond intoxicating. You can't get enough. You sniff, and then you snuff, sucking as much of the hot, salty odor into your nostrils as possible. So delicious. Are you kidding me? The fresh bouquet of exertion brought about by hard, relentless work, freely flowing as the emancipication of his raw talents. Manifestation. What the heck is emancipication? You could spend the rest of your life nestling in this gesture's fragrant pit, which might be literally what happens. You hope he allows you to indulge. Were you so bold, you might even take a hearty lick. Oh god. Oh, how could it possibly taste? If that smell alone is so wonderful, would that you could suckle even a single drop of the sweat gesture's hunky tang. You imagine some poor Let's Player having to read every delectable sentence, you got that right, of these terrific paragraphs aloud and get a little hot and bothered. Kinda, but I think it's funny though. But you aren't quite that brave. Okay, there we go. We're done. Oh my god. Although he definitely was right. I was sure about to read all of that just for fun. And that was pretty good though. That was terrible. Why? Why did he have to breathe all that in? Oh man. But the hardest part was kind of really reading all of Marvus's lines. I butchered a lot of that. I'm not good at speaking like that, so going through that was just terrible, but my god. That was good though. That was very good. It was like probably one of the longest stories I've had. Definitely lasted about an hour. That's pretty long. Most of the stories usually either last 30 to 40 minutes sometimes. I think I've had another hour in there before. Somewhere, I don't remember where. But close to it, I'm sure. But that was actually pretty good though. I liked it. That was pretty funny. Not the part that Zebruh died though. That was terrible. I didn't expect that. And then I kinda died with the time paradox. I wasn't expecting that either. That was definitely new. But anyways, that was pretty funny though. In some cases. Some cases it was bad when a lot of trolls kept dying. I guess that's just what happens at their concerts. But more people go, it seems, and that's just the way it is, I guess. But anyways, so now we gotta wait for at least another week till another episode or volume comes out, so I'll see you guys then. So, by then, thank you for joining me for this adventure. I'll see you guys for another adventure. Bye.